Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So focusing here in this video on the short term really, because this is at the moment where it's interesting. We still don't really know much more than all the insights that we already had in the last video, because we haven't really had an awful lot of additional price action. So we broke out of this small channel to the downside. We talked about this kind of channel yesterday in the video. But that doesn't really give us a lot of insights. I mean, the move down, you could argue, looks impulsive. The move up is currently only in 3 waves, so it could very well be we're coming down now, but without breaking substantially the previous low at 1204. We don't really have any evidence, yeah? So the view is still a little bit unclear here, and for everybody who didn't watch the last video, let me explain to you why this is so tricky at the moment. So obviously last week and you know, into the weekend, we expected another dip down, which then also happened to around 1151. I did expect it to go down into the region between 1130 and 1150, so it was pretty accurate. I told you that we expect a bounce from the area in any case, even in a bearish scenario, so all of that worked out. But now the question is, so first of all, I think the bounce is still ongoing. I think we haven't seen the top yet. I think we still go higher before we see a strong reaction to the downside. Next key target would be around the 1270 area. However, how do we get there? And that is really the question at the moment, because we have the scenarios that we have either, and that's very similar to Bitcoin. If you watch the Bitcoin videos, we've got either here the chance of a red A, B, C, where we go higher in 5 waves in a C wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This very similar structure is this green count. I don't even count them as, yeah, I wouldn't even call them any different at the moment, because while they were a bit different here, as you can see, yeah, this is the green count, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th wave would also go up in 5 waves, reach a similar target around the 1450 level sort of range. Yeah, maybe we can specify that a bit further as we go higher. From here then we would expect to come down. So red and green can basically be seen as the same count in the short term. However, there's of course also a bearish count. I mean, these two counts, they would expect they would lead to a dip afterwards as well. What we don't know yet, how strong are we going to come down, but we will be able to define key support areas when we have some clarity if we are in the red or green count, but it's too early for that. Don't want to confuse everybody, we take it level by level here. And as we go higher, then we can specify further, are we in the red or the green count. Important in the short term is only, are we in one of these counts, which will send us above the recent swing high here, so above 1350, will we get into the 1450 area, or are we in the blue count, which is the immediate bearish count, where I also expected a bounce, and that was the nice thing here. From that support area, I did expect a bounce in either, in all cases. Yeah, it would have surprised me. I mean, I could have been wrong. It would have surprised me to just go through here. This was a relevant Fibonacci support area. Okay, so, but even if we are in the bearish count, then the count would be we came down in 5 waves and we are now moving higher. So the move down in 5 waves would have been a wave 1. You see it down here highlighted in blue. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. The wave 2 would now be following, and that is a corrective wave happening in 3 waves, A, B, C. That's the wave I think we're in. As you can see here, I still think we go higher in a C wave, and afterwards we would come down in wave 3 and so on. It would send us down lower straight away without making that high above 1350. So now that we've discussed this, it is important to understand where are the differences. So in the blue count, in the bearish count, we would basically only make one more wave up in a C wave, a small wave, yeah, which relates to this pattern here, A, B, C, and we'll probably only get to 1270, maybe higher, but this is the first key resistance area and an ideal place for this bearish pattern to bounce off and to go down lower. Now it's all about in the very short term. Yeah, I even, you know, in both the blue count scenario and the green and red counts, I would still expect us to go higher. So the confluence is still there. What is unclear at the moment is this very, very short term pattern. So it's a bit tricky. Let me take that out first. So if we are in either the green or the red count, we could say that yesterday we moved up here in 5 waves. So we could count 5 waves as complete. However, when we reached the peak here around 12:15, I told you that I do expect a setback, pullback in a wave 2, quite a strong one actually, ideally into this area, into the white area. Yeah, that's a Fibonacci support area located between 1165 and 1192, pretty much, yeah. How we haven't seen that yet. The problem is that it could be, yesterday it seemed like the wave 2 might have been in here already. Now that would be a super short wave 2. Very unlikely, but possible. But this is exactly what we don't know yet. We are now in a range, a very short wave 2, because we moved up quite strongly afterwards, but then came down again. So the chances are still, I would say, in the very short term, if we come down into this area and then move up or move up straight away, they are pretty much 50-50. I have to tell you that. But it's important to understand what are the key levels that are now relevant. And I can tell you the key level to the downside that would make it very likely that we get into this wide support area, get a deeper wave 2. That would be the breakout below 1204 and a move above the 1226 level. Yeah, or 1226 would make it very likely that we are already in this, so either in the bullish pattern, either in a wave 3, yeah, but we can also use here the bearish count, which is very similar in the short term, so ABC as well, yeah, same stuff applies here. Wave A to the upside, wave B down, and wave C to the upside. So it could be we had a very short wave B, but this white area is actually the ideal retracement zone for a wave 2 and a wave B. So that would be ideal. Yeah. What I cannot, I on the Bitcoin chart, I showed you a triangle pattern here. Yeah. This might also be possible here, to be honest. So, and that is what makes this so tricky at the moment. Yeah, that is what makes this so tricky. So it could be that we are seeing here a triangle. So basically something like an A wave, a B wave, a C wave, a D wave, and another E wave, and then we would go up. Yeah, that's unfortunately possible. Or it is this, what's the other possibility? Let me just think. Yeah, or the other, and I can do that. I check the wave counts on the substructure. I can count this as a wave 1, and then we've got a different triangle count. So that is what it makes so difficult. That's why we need to wait for the breakout at this stage. Oh, an A wave down, a B wave to the upside, then a C wave down, a D wave up, an E wave down, and sorry, then don't completely wrong here. That was my mistake. No, it would need to be an A wave here, B up, C down. Don't get me wrong, because the wave 2 cannot be a triangle. So let me change the color here. This relates to the green count. So only the B wave can be the triangle. So within the B wave, we would then have the triangle. I know, complicated, but I want to show you the options because I know a lot of people are here to learn as well. So, and then we would break down. Yeah. So again, that's what makes it so difficult. And because there are now different Elliott wave counts possible here in the very short term. Bear in mind, this is really the micro counting, the very short term. If you have similar options, to the upside and the downside, it means the market is, hasn't decided. We're not in a clear trend. We are very short term here, really in a range, and it's the fighting between the bulls and the bears, and we just need to wait for a signal here. That is what it makes so difficult here in the very short term. It's very exciting though, because we have there is a nice trade setup here to go long down here. Yeah, so this is where we are. And however, either way, personally, I would still expect either to go up straight away or to come down here and then go up. So it should take us to at least 1270, at least, yeah. And that would be the bearish count, and then we have a decision point here. If we see a strong reaction to 1270 and come down quite impulsively, it would suggest we are in the blue count. If we only see a short setback, hold a support level and go higher, it would suggest we're probably in the green or the red count, which would send us higher into the 1400 region. But I'll keep you updated. It's very, very tricky at the moment. Don't get me wrong. It's very hard to do these wave counts at the moment. That has to do with the fact that we are really, really in a massive structure here, a messy structure. It's not an impulse here. This is a corrective structure or some kind of of a diagonal pattern, so it's not easy to read it, okay? But message here is still same story as in the last video. We have a bit more price information, but not enough yet to make a call what is more likely in the very short term. But I told you that I do expect either to go up straight away or getting into the white area and then go up. So the picture should be quite clear. It's just in the very short term. You know, imagine that you're driving a car. Which way do you go? Do you take the shortcut, or do you take the longer route via another village or something? So that's exactly what the market needs to decide here. Okay, and that's my update about Ethereum. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.